Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the Scarlet Witch, Wanda from Marvel Comics. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Okay, oh, a little lower. Hang on, sorry. I just realized I have her hand up. So I have to lower her down a little bit. And so that's what a sketch is. That's what you do first. Figure out where it's going to go, what you want to see, and how you're going to get it there. And also, okay, so and also the reason I have these is, you know, A, to sketch out this for myself, but I also like to talk about, well, this is what we're doing and this is why we're doing it. So, okay, WandaVision. It's going on right now, and I like to draw stuff as it's happening. Like, you know, if a movie's out, okay. If a show's out, yes. The problem is, it's not, well, I don't know yet. I don't know where they're going with it yet. But what I was trying to say is the problem is she's not in her outfit. You know, it's got its own thing, and that's cool. But, I don't know when we're going to see another one, like movie version, you know, like her from the Avengers. That's kind of what I'm drawing right now. And so, like I said, I like to draw them as they're, you know, in their costume or whatnot, you know, from the movies and that stuff. But I don't know when we're going to see one again because of just time frames, you know? So I figure, you know what, rather than worry about what she's wearing in the show or whether I get that right, because I was thinking about that. But again, I was like, well, she's wearing so many just regular outfits. We want her in this kind of the cool outfits, you know, the costume. I was like, well, let me just go ahead and draw her like she is in the movies, in the Avengers, that kind of thing. Because again, I don't know when's going to be the next time we're going to see a superhero Wanda movie version, you know? So, long story short, too late. That's why I am drawing her in her costume now, as opposed to like from anything she's wearing in WandaVision. I just figured it'd be better to, you know, give us something exciting than just her mother homemaker outfit. You know what I mean? Nothing against mothers, homemakers, or those kind of outfits, but that's just regular stuff. We can do that every day. Here, we're trying to do something a little different comic book wise, right? And so I thought it would be better to do something like that here. Now, I do have her hands in dynamic poses, so it's gonna look a little strange. So we're just gonna have to go with it and go with the overall picture. Oh yeah, and I gotta draw her coat. I want her coat kind of flying out. Very, very Doctor Strange-ish, you know, very, very flying out. So sorry, I'm kind of concentrating, so sometimes I lose track of entertaining you. And I start paying attention to my drawing. I mean, I need to, right? but sometimes I get lost in the drawing. And it's good. That's why we're doing this, right? This is the fun part. So, is everybody watching WandaVision? I'm not gonna lie. I was not crazy about it at first. I didn't really like the I Love Lucy type kind of stuff, the old shows, because that's just not my thing. You know, it is for some people, but it's just not the kind of shows I like. So they were losing me. I was like, okay, I get it's going somewhere, but man, it's not my thing, right? But yeah, obviously that's changed. It's a lot different now, and that's really cool. I'm curious where they're going with it, and I want more. You know, it's only going to be what, 9 episodes, something like that. Man, this is going to be all kinds of a tease of give me more, basically. You know. But man, I like it. I really like the show. Let's see, what am I going to do with this hand? I think I'll do the same thing with this hand. Just kind of a bizarre, like, you know, finger, because she does that weird, you know what I mean? So, in doing this, we're going to do stuff like this. So I'm going to draw, like, these fingers are going to be up, this one's going to be more pointed at you, so it's almost going to be like a weird nub, right? It doesn't look strange, but that's a full hand. It just depends on how you position it, right? So sometimes it's going to look a little strange like that. So that's what happens, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to practice dynamic hands, and we're going to accept and embrace. There you go. Embrace the strange is what we're gonna do. Let's say, well, that's a strange hand right there. Okay, I think that's good for the pose. We're gonna do like some color magic or something right there. I haven't figured it out yet, but I want to do that. So let me erase some of this sketch, and then we'll get going. I like it. I like where it took me. But I want my Sharpie to stand out too, so I want to make sure that I erase enough to hide the picture, hide the sketch, but I can still see enough to draw it, right? And usually, like the beginning, like when you saw me throwing the sketch down, it's to get placement. You know, it's just a light sketch, just trying to figure out where I'm going to put everything. And as I get more confident in the drawing, I start pressing harder. So what you do is you erase your sketchiness and keep your confidence, just like in life, you know? Okay, so I think I'm ready. So I say we get going and welcome everybody that skipped. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased a majority of the sketch lines, but left myself enough to see where we're going to go. And if you want to see more Marvel or just about any of their playlists, go up here and just check out any playlist, because there's a lot of stuff I do, and chances are I may have already drawn what you want to see. So let's get started with the Sharpie pen, because I can control the line width much better, and I'm going to draw the top of her lid like this. Okay, and it's super tiny, so there's only so much I can really do on this drawing anyway. Let me try to find a good picture of her likeness, see if I can at least get close. I am not good with caricature art. I can't make it look like the actual people, but I can try. You know, that's the whole thing, is at least try. Okay, that might work. So I'm going to draw a little bit of a retina, the color part, like this. Now, again, it's too small to do much more detail, so I'm going to try to dab the pupil in the center like that. There you go, and that's all I can do, because again, it's too small and it's going to start to bleed. But for the bottom of the eye, I kind of come in just a little bit like that, just to imply the bottom of the eye. Then I'm going to do more with color. But again, if I were to draw that line, it would bleed on me. So you're welcome to do it if you can with pencils or whatever you're using. This is going to bleed, so I'm going to stop right there. But I am going to give her a little bit of an eyelash, so I kind of do it like a little cat eye to thicken up the top part, just to give her like an eyelash, makeup eyelash. Like that. Might be too much. Let me wrangle that in a little bit. Again, this is so tiny, it's hard to do. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do. Any more and it's going to start to bleed. So I'm going to go ahead and draw her eyelashes. And normally I color them like whatever. I leave them hollow so I can color them whatever the color of her hair is. But I can't. This is going to be too small. So I'm just going to go ahead and just draw them in. Something like that. Now, all the contours of her face I'm going to do with color because it doesn't require a hard edge like this Sharpie. What does require a hard edge are like the nostril holes, like this, and maybe the edges of the nostrils like this, just tiny, right? Like I want to do the bulb of her nose and let's at least do like this, like that for her the bridge of her nose. I want to do more, but let's try to do like that. That's it. I'm gonna walk away because anything else is gonna start to solidify too hard because Sharpies yell at you. They're not subtle. They're super loud. So now let's do her mouth. Like that. I'm gonna do her top lip. Again, very subtle. I'm gonna try. Bottom lip like that. It's as good as I can get because again, this is gonna start to bleed if I go too far. I'm try to round it out a little bit. See, it's starting to bleed together, so I already got to walk away. So I'm going to start off with her chin, right here, and go back to her jaw, up like this, come back this way for this side of the jaw. Okay, and now her hair is going to start to flow into it too, because I have her hair kind of, all kinds of crazy magic hair, right? Let me try to point this out a little bit. There we go. That's it. Now I'm done. So let me draw some of the hairlines and then I can draw up to it because I don't want to accidentally draw through the hairline. I guess I could do like, here, let's do this. Let's do her jaw to her cheek and that's it. Okay, let's do this one over here too. To her cheek and that's all. That's as far as I'm going to go because I need to see where the hair is going to go. All right, so for her hairline, I've got it kind of like this. We'll go ahead and draw through there. Now I'm going to start to draw kind of wavy, crazy curls because she does have a lot of curly hair, and I've got her in like this floating magical pose that it's kind of flying everywhere, right? Let's go ahead and do the same thing over here. It's parted down the middle, so that's easy for us to just kind of come and do one of these, right? Just to kind of make it different. It doesn't have to be the same on each side. And we're going to go ahead and add that part, something like this. And magic it out, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to draw the back of it like this. Kind of big up here, but I'm going to show you why in a second. And then I'm going to draw the edge of her head like this. But then that strand of hair is like that. See, that's why it's kind of floating, kind of coming out. Just to give me, different dynamic of strands of hair. Now, I want to draw all the hair, but I shouldn't because there's a lot of color it's going to happen, and we don't have time to draw every hair strand. Color will make it stand out. What I do want to do is bring it into her neck, like this a little bit. Again, just kind of defining some crazy locks and giving it an edge. That's really what I want to be doing right here. Just kind of defining the look of her, the amount of hair she has. Okay, and I'm going to do that, kind of leave it open so it looks like it's not flat. It's, kind of all over the place. And I think that's all I want to do. I want to draw more. And every time I say that, I start drawing more. Every single time. But again, I should leave more for color because it's not black hair. And I'm going to define the outer edge just by thickening this up. You don't have to do that. I'm doing it because I know what this Sharpie is going to look like in the end, and I know how thick it's going to be. So I'm trying to match what's going to happen, okay? Excuse me. Her ear is in here. We can't quite see because it's covered up, but we'll do that. And so now I'm going to do the other side, kind of the same thing, kind of a, you know, a matted, sticky mess. Not matted, sticky mess, but I guess it's just because it's crazy hair. It looks to me like it's crazy, you know, but again, that's the magic. She's flying, right? Okay, so let's do, I'm going to draw her neck down like this. And let's define this one. Just one strand coming up like this. And see, I'm mixing it up. I'm not making it exactly the same. I'm trying to make it a little different. Just to try to, you know, give it a different look. So it's not exactly the same. All right. And that's going to come over here. And I'm going to do the same thing like I did over there. Kind of a, you know, raise the hairs a little bit. Kind of do a crazy one like this. Connect it. And then I'm going to do the edge of her head like I did right there. I'm going to draw, that's where I want the edge. And then I'm going to draw some hairs coming out. Kind of doing a, you know, some kind of strange floppy hair. Magic hair. That's just, I just got to keep calling it magic hair. You know, because that's what's making the locks fly like this. And I know I'm spending a lot of time on the hair, so we'll get to the other parts in a second, but I'm just kind of explaining how we're doing some crazy locks and why it makes sense. So there you go. I think that's good for the hair. I think I need to walk away. I think I need to get started on the rest. All right, looks good to me. So I'm moving on to the big Sharpie, and she's got a coat and pretty simple costume. So now I can start working on the rest, and I may thicken up some other edges right here in a second, but I want to start determining what's where and figuring that out. So for her arm, I'm going to come out here for this one. I'm going to come down here, and it's bent at the elbow, so I'm going to crease it up a lot right there. It's going to come back up to her jacket edge, and it's coming out kind of like this. The jacket's coming back out. The edge of the jacket, I'm gonna do, is there a, yes, there's a big lapel collar type thing like this. I'm gonna go ahead and just draw the jacket so you see where we are, right? Again, just so you got an idea of what we're doing here with her positioning. I know it's kind of quick to draw the jacket really fast, but I wanted to give you an idea of where we are. And how the jacket's bent and that kind of thing. So since we're here, let's go ahead and draw that hand. And I was talking about this in the sketch. We're doing a dynamic hand. It's gonna be bent at you like that. So bear with me. I'm just gonna jump out here to the hand real fast. We're gonna say, these are the knuckles like this. And got one finger up like this. I've got the middle finger kind of stubby like this. I know it's weird, but just bear with me. The middle finger, the ring finger is up like that. The pinky finger is super extended out like this. And then the thumb is floating out here. All right, I know that looks weird. I know it does, but just, again, bear with me that basically she's kind of doing this, right? Or no, the opposite, like that. The fingers are in, this one's more pointed at you, so that's why this one is more pointed at you and it's hard to see. But when I start adding little lines like this, I kind of make up for it in that it's bent a certain way. So that's why we're getting away with a little bit of a stranger hand, just to get that weird witch magic, you know? Weird witchy positioning. There's the palm of the hand, like that. So again, I know it looks kind of weird, but sometimes you got to do some dynamic hands in dynamic positions just to fit the entire look of the costume, right? Okay, come back to the big one, and I'm gonna draw the rest of her coat down here now. So basically I wanted to draw that first so I know how much of the coat I can draw because of the way her hand is kind of curled in, right? Oh, her hair looks super thin. That's what I'm talking about, the thick edge of the Sharpie, the big Sharpie, and that's why I wanted to match it, kind of get a little thicker here on this edge, just to match how that looks. You don't have to do this. I just like to do that just to match what's happening here. Again, just to kind of keep it all consistent, right? Okay. Okay, that's good for that arm. Let's work on this one over here. This one is up, but kind of the same thing. We're gonna have the hand in a dynamic position. So her shoulder's up here, right? Because this arm is up, so her shoulder's up here, coming down to her jacket. I'm gonna put a bend in the jacket right there. And I'm gonna draw the forearm up like this. And then it's kind of around her arm, her hand's back like that. So let me go ahead and draw the rest of it so you see where we are. Up like this. And it's causing a lot of wrinkles and stress because it's being pushed up like that. And there's the lapel. Here, let's draw the edge so you see where we are too. So there's the edge of the jacket. This one's coming down here. Like that. I can draw that lapel like I did here. But this one's gonna look a little higher because again, she's got that arm raised, so the shoulder is raised. Let me draw that edge. This one's gonna go back. Something like that. Okay. So, oh no, I need to draw the hand. Or no, let me draw those coat edges just so you see where we are. And you can see more wrinkles and folds because it's such a stress raising the arm like that. It's such a stress on the pattern of the jacket, the material, that it's really wrinkling it up. You know, just kind of messing it all up, so to speak. All right, so this hand, oh, you know what? And look, now I see it too. I see the thickness I want to get just to match that Sharpie. Again, if you're working with pencil, you don't have to do this. I'm just explaining to you why I'm doing it. Okay, looking good. All right, so this hand again, we're doing the same thing, kind of, you know, a little dynamic, crazy, but this one is more bent like that. Okay, so this way. Fingers are back. See the top of the hand. So I'm gonna come down like this, but we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna draw the knuckles like this. Finger, first for the index finger, the middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Again, extended way out. Does that make more sense looking at it that way? Maybe it makes more sense than this one right here. And then this thumb, I'm gonna do kind of behind the finger like that. Okay, now I got a lot of floating lines, so let me connect them all real fast. But overall, doesn't it make more sense when you see it like this? Like if I were just to draw that hand right there, you'd probably look at me like, you don't know how to draw hands. What is wrong with you? And you know, you might be right. But the overall picture is what helps to make it, to sell it. You know, that well, in this pose, it's a dynamic hand, you know? So there you go. So that overall is how you can draw some dynamic stuff by looking at the big picture, you know? Okay, so she's got a bustier, I guess is what it's called. It's coming down like this. And then this is gonna be pretty simple because it's just line down to the middle, goes back like that. And I think there's a few more lines, like some Marvel lines, you know, they have all the patterns and lines and stuff like that. So we'll just do a few like this, just to, you know, break up the not monotony, the negative space. You know, got to put something in there, right? we'll say we can see maybe her collarbone like that. That'll break up that negative space. Let's see, I think her breast is a little pushed up like that, so we'll just go ahead and do that just to show that she does have cleavage. She's got breasts. It's part of anatomy. And then, let's see, I'll put a wrinkle in her jacket, you know, just kind of an edge. Same thing here. Let's do one here. Just to, you know, give it some life. I don't like that. I don't like that I did that little extra little edge right there. Let me see if I can clean that up. There you go. Okay, and now for her legs, again, she just has tights on. There's nothing super crazy about her legs down to her boots. So her thighs coming out here. And come down to her knee. And this leg is down. This one is kind of up a little bit. So her other thigh is over here. And I've got it bent. So it's that classic hero pose, you know. But it's because it's bent in, we're gonna start drawing some edges. It's gonna be tucked in like this. It'll look a little strange because it's short, but again, I'll add some lines to it, explain it in a second. Then I'm gonna draw her shoe, pointed down like this. Okay, and here, let's go ahead and do it so you can see where we are. So because that leg is tucked in, I'm gonna draw like the knee like this. You know, kind of showing where it is. And then let's see. Oh yeah, and some seam lines. Her crotch is going to be right here. And again, because she's bent right here, I like to add seam lines to show that there's bends in the material. You know. Especially when she's got her legs super bent like this. Alright, so it looks like it's just regular old boots, just all strung up and tied up like this. So I'm going to go ahead and just do something like this just to kind of give you an edge, a boot edge, and then let's go ahead and just do a lace. Something like that, you know, that's where the boots are all tied up. But again, you can only see the top edge because of the way that her leg is bent. Everybody likes that classic hero bent pose, you know. So I'm going to draw the other thigh coming through like this down to her knee. And then there's the boot edge, that. So I can draw the boot now. But before I do, I'm going to draw the coat because I always forget it. I'm going to draw the coat. We're saying this comes through here, come back down like this. Gonna go up and up there to that side. So there you go. See that? I always forget that, always. So I just wanted to draw the lines before I forgot them. Then draw a few more little edge lines like that, just to show the creases of the coat. Okay, awesome. All right, so I just moved my whole paper. Okay, so let's just finish up that boot. Okay, so I'm just going to come down here for a regular old boot, down to the ankle. And I'm going to go ahead and point the foot just a little bit because she is in the air, kind of like that. There you go. So let's draw, like we did there, let's draw a seam. For the boot. Then I'll draw, like I love to draw wrinkles and folds on shoes. And then let's just draw like some laces. So we're going to lace it across. Pretty simple. You know, I'm not too worried about whether that looks real or not. Just that's all I need. Just something like that, just to give it that break up that negative space and make it look like there's something seamed there. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw.
You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.